Alright, in this video we're going to go over the wiring for the reelCNC Gen 3 kit. There's really no soldering or stripping of wires or anything like that. We tried to make it as plug and play as possible. If you decide to use your own batteries and not one that we suggest, you might have to do something to supply the motor, but we'll get into that in some other videos. So for now, what we need is the extension cable harness from the motor kit, the cord grips, and this little grommet that come in the reelCNC conversion kit. You need an 8mm socket, Phillips screw. All these self-tapping screws we had from previous videos. Maybe I'll just put all these in a bag instead of putting them in the other videos. And then we need our lid for the handlebar box and our lid for the controller box. So I'll show you guys how we go and do that. Oh, and a happy dad if you really want. Okay, first thing we're going to do is prep this extension cord. So we're going to take our two smaller cord grips. We're going to take the nuts off the back, set those to the side, and then we're going to take the big nuts off. What we're going to do first, and remember we have to do this in the correct order. So the first thing we're going to do is take one of these and we're going to feed all of the small connectors through. Now there's 3 prong connectors and 2 prong connectors, so I suggest you start with a 3 prong and make sure you're doing this way first, or it's not going to work at the very end. So first we're going to put this through one by one. There's another 3 prong connector. Promise you they'll all fit. Then there's this bigger female connector. Pull that through. There's a bunch of small 2 prong connectors. I'm going to untangle them. Okay, so now we got those through. We're going to slide this all the way to the other end. And the reason we're doing this is because this one's too big to fit through. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take the big nut facing this way and do the same thing. Slide all these connectors through. We're going to do this a couple times. So, alright, we're going to slide this all the way to the end. And we can, if you want, you can start this thread. And that's good. So that's going to stay on that end. Now on this end, we're going to do the similar thing, except for this time, we're going to face everything the other way. So instead of starting with this, we're actually going to start with this bigger nut facing this direction. It's opposite of last time, and we're going to do the same process. Okay, then we're going to take this thing and we're going to put it on in this direction. Okay, then we can put the nut back on here, and it should look like this at the end, and you should have these 2 nuts we're going to save and use in a little bit. Now we're going to install the motor cable, so get your mower, and what you're going to do is take this bigger cord grip. We're going to do a similar thing where we take this nut off and then take this big nut off, and we're going to take this big connector here and we're going to put, first we're going to put this big nut through, and then we're going to take this big connector going this way, slide this through. Then we're going to take all of our power leads and slide these through, both of them as well. Put the power back here for now. Okay, now you can slide this cord group we just put on back. What we're going to do first is feed everything through this left hole here. You can pull it through. And then take your nut. Now there's a flat side we want to put to the back. Take your nut and feed everything through there. And that's going to go in here. And we'll tighten that up in a little bit. But first, what we want to do is make some connections. So first we're going to take our connector here, and there's a connection that says Hall cable. We're going to take this and snap it in. And then we're going to take the 3 colored power cables and match them with these cables. So earlier I'd put these brass little flange nuts on there. And take those off. So what we're going to do is one at a time. So we're going to put yellow onto yellow. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we'll take our nut and just get it started here, just to keep it there. So our blue is the middle. Yours might be different. That's okay, as long as the colors line up. And then our green on green. Then we're going to take our 8mm socket and tighten these up. I would say pretty good. Like everything here, be reasonable. It's plastic parts. Snug it up. And then make sure too that your wires aren't, there's no metal touching between these. It's important. And this is what I was saying in an earlier video, is these yellow plastic housings here are so different from kit to kit that it's hard to get them to snap in. But if this floats at all, there's really nothing else here that's touching it. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's just to help you, hold things in place. Okay, so now we're going to take, we're going to find, this is when I would, mess with your cable back here. Find a good spot where you want it to be. You can use zip ties, whatever you want to do. Once you're happy with where it's at, you're going to slide your cord grip all the way down, and I'll show you a different angle. You're going to push it through here, and then this nut is going to go up in here. And I'm going to get you guys a different angle here. Okay, here's a better angle. You're going to have your nut, show you again, on the inside here. And you can't turn the nut. You're going to have to turn your cord grip into your nut. And you could probably just do these hand tight. I mean, if you want to put a wrench on here, you can. I don't really think it's necessary. And then you'll see that your motor cable is really loose in this hole. So we have this little grommet here with a split. So you're going to open that up. You're going to face the flange to the left. Open that up here. Just put it around the cord and kind of push it in here. It might help if you start this bigger nut first. So you're going to start this bigger nut. Line everything up. I'll show you guys the end here. I don't have my cable here in a good spot, but you guys take your time a little more than I have and it'll be good. So get this pretty tight because you want it to be as hand tight as possible. So you'll see that it's kind of hard to see. There's that grommet in there. That's how it should look. Again, you might want to organize your cable a little better. That's how it's done. And this is what the inside should look like at this point. Okay, so now we're going to take our extension cable that we prepped before, and we're going to take the side with the big connector. We're going to feed that through here. Then before we connect it, we're going to take our nut, put the flat side toward the back, slide our nut. It's a little tight on this connector, but you should be able to get it on there. And we're going to put our nut in here. And just like that other one, we're going to tighten this up. And then my suggestion would be to push this forward, make this connection. It's a little tight in here. This connection here. And then before you tighten the cord grip, make sure that this stuff is this is in the cord grip, which is this rubber part right here. You know, these wires, you know, sticking out will be okay. We're gonna put a cover on here later, but you don't want too much in there. So once you have it where you like it, tighten this down. Okay, since we're in this area, I'm gonna show you guys how to put the cover on. However, you might want to leave this cover off for now so you can test all your electronics later. I'm pretty confident I got it correct, but you don't have to put the cover on. You can always put it on later. I'm just gonna show you how to do it now. So we're gonna make sure we push everything in, get our cords in there good, and we'll take our cover and simply, there's a little slot in the bottom here for these wires, and everything should get covered up except for those 2 wires there. And then it's just a matter of taking these self-tapping screws and putting them in. So I'll do that. Okay, this is what it'll look like at the end. I think we're gonna add a screw here and another screw here, but you guys get the point. Okay, now we should have this cord extension connected, and we're gonna run it up this handlebar up to our handlebar control. My advice would be to run it somewhat like this, where we go outside first and come around, and then leave some slack for your handlebar to move. Make sure you don't do it too tight. And basically what we're gonna do is just wrap it around a couple times here until we feel, you know, we can use zip ties, whatever. You're gonna kind of look here. You want this to be about here. So maybe we'll wrap it around again. And we can clean up how this looks a little later. But for now, I'm just gonna do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And I'll probably come back here with zip ties later and connect it, or make it look better. Okay, now the first thing we do is, after we've wrapped our cord around here, we got it about there, is we got our cord grip we already put on here. So we're going to move things out of the way here. I'm going to feed all these connectors through the hole. And this is important here before we connect anything, is we take our nut, the flat side to the back here, and we feed everything through here again. It's a pretty easy process, it just takes a little time. Okay, so I'd bring our cable to about here, and slide our cord grip up, tighten our nut, and then tighten our cord grip here to keep everything inside. And I would try to keep the wires as free as possible so we can make connections easy. Okay, once you're happy with that, now we'll start making connections. So you'll notice that before we get into anything else, these are all labeled, but there are 2 connectors that come installed with the kit from us that are not labeled. So there's a 3-prong and a 2-prong. So we'll do these first, just so there's no confusion. The 3-prong one, you're gonna connect to, let's see, where did it go? The one that says throttle, you're gonna connect that. And then there should be one that says reverse. So find that one, and you're gonna connect that to the 2-prong, one that's unlabeled. Okay. Then we're going to take our key switch here that we put in earlier, and we're going to find the connector that says, should say key switch, and we're going to connect those. Okay, that's all we need to actually run this thing. The one connector we won't connect says the brake, so I just won't connect that. Then if you decided to use this three-speed switch and the indicator light, you're going to take the 3-speed switch cord, which is a 3-prong. There's only one 3-prong connector left. It says 3 speeds, and you're going to connect it. Try to connect it. There we go. Then you're going to take this battery indicator, and there There's only one female connector for it, and you're going to plug that together. Again, there's only one connection not made, is the brake. Okay, so now what we're going to do is everything's in here. Just want to be careful, and we're going to start pushing, things down. And then these cables on the indicator light and the 3-speed thing are kind of long, so I just kind of coil them up nicely. And you'll see that there are 2 slots here. Let's see if I can get the focus. I usually put the 3-speed in the first slot here and the indicator in the second. And once we have everything in here, push down, try to get it to stay. Don't unhook anything. We're just going to put our lid on. Okay, so we can take our lid. You can actually start the self-tapping screws. This makes it a little easier. So make sure everything's kind of pressed down, but it shouldn't be hard to put on. If it's hard to put on, you need to rearrange some things. Put our lid on, and we will screw the screws in. Alright, this is pretty much complete at this point. The only thing we can't do is turn it on because we don't have any batteries. So we have this cable coming out of here. This can be cut for positive and negative, or we're going to show you guys in later videos. You can use this connector to connect to things. If you're using batteries that are not recommended, remember this is a 48-volt system. You can run it less than 48 volts, but you might have some issues. That's going to be something you have to do on your own. If you're using an 18-volt battery, maybe you need to run 3 of them in series. We're going to use up to 56-volt Ego battery, works just fine. So, hit us up with questions, but we're going to suggest 2 different batteries. If you want to try anything else, it's kind of up to you to get 48 volts to the unit.